Hey guys, this is Ben from JK Gear and Gadgets. Today I'm going to put on my rough country coil spring correction brackets and retainers for the rear of my lifted JKU. I have 4.5 inch springs, 4.5 inch lift, and my rear springs are bowing backwards. So this will fix the bow, supposedly, and also hold them in place. As you can tell, that rear spring is pretty much touching the track bar. I shifted my axle back a little bit, about 1 inch back, with the adjustable control arms. So I'll go ahead and take the tires off, drop the axle, and put these guys in place. Alrighty, so I got my rear coil spring off, jacked, lowered one side of the axle, disconnected my shock and sway bar end link, and got the coil correction kit. I think they said it's 10 degrees, so that'll definitely help. All right, when you put it on, the raised edge is going to go on the back side. There's 2 slots here, and they will fit. It'll kind of lock right in, so it won't turn or move or anything. All right, so after you do that, throw the coil spring back on, and then after that, once the coil spring's back on, I will put these retainers on. So let me go ahead and throw the coil back in. Alright, so threw the coil spring back in. I have the correction wedge on the bottom, and the coil spring retainer is in. Super easy to put on. If you're only interested in doing the retainer, you can put that on without even taking the spring off or putting it on jack stands. All you do is get the plate, put it over the spring, drop the provided bolt in with the lock washer and washer, and the flag nut goes up underneath the little gap, and you tighten it down using a 3/4 inch wrench. So this side is done, got it tightened down. Let's see. Usually when my axles drop this low, there's a huge bow in it, so I know it is going to help. But so that's it for the installation. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, and I'll take another video once both sides are finished and back up with the wheels on under the weight of the Jeep, and see if it actually helps the bow out. And yeah, I'll let you know. Alright, here's a video of the passenger side before I take it off and put the new bracket on, or the correction plate. So I just wanted to get a video so I can go before and after. Alright, finished up the second side. As you can tell, the spring is no longer bowed. And now I do have clearance for my rear track bar. So let me throw the tire on. Alright guys, so Jeep is back on the ground. Wedges and retainers are in. My coils are now perfectly straight up and down from the wedges, and now that I have the retainers on, when I flex or droop my axle, the springs will not want to drop or pop off the axle. So that's a good thing when you're off-roading. Really, I would highly suggest both of these if you're doing a 3.5 or 4.5 inch lift. Yes, you can get by without them. I did for a while, but as you could tell earlier in the video, my rear track bar is really close, and it was actually rubbing my coil spring. So I would recommend, if you are planning on a 3.5 or 4.5 inch lift in the future, go ahead and buy those wedges, because it's a lot easier putting them in when you have your springs out doing the lift, opposed to having to drop the axle and put them back on. So I definitely should have done this earlier when I was putting on the lift. Whereas the coil retainers, you can do that at any time. You don't have to drop your coil spring to do that, so that is a plus. But yeah, they're about 50 bucks from Rough Country. They work great. I would suggest them. Pretty easy install if you know how to put a lift on a Jeep, if you've ever put any coil springs on. It's pretty easy. If you haven't, I'd watch some videos on how to put coil springs on a Jeep. But I hope you guys enjoyed my video. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the comment section and I will answer them. Alright, well, hope you guys subscribe to my channel, JK Gear and Gadgets. This is Ben. Hope you all have a good evening.